At that time, it was the beginning of automation, and it is not anymore. So automation is coming all over the world as an important topic today, and that is the reason that I would like to show you a bit more about automated spray processes. That is my topic for today. And I will tell you a bit about Wolfangel, who we are, where we are, show you some examples of products which are produced with our equipment, then give you an idea what are the advantages of automation, go over to the equipment we offer for that processes, and then showing some examples of installations we had. The last topic will be a short idea about what happens, what goes on when you had this gel coat process, because at the end it will happen something to produce your final part. About the history of Wolfangel, that is a picture showing Rolf Wolfangel, who founded the company in 1962, spraying fibers. You see how he does it to work safety reasons. It seems probably to be different today. But as I said, he started in 62, and in 62 I started as well. So that's me, the same year when Rolf started his business. Just to say, my name is Andreas Doll, and I'm today one of the managers of Wolfangel and responsible for sales and technology. We are a small team focused to development, construction, design, and manufacturing of composite equipment. This team is still similar size. The reason is that it is quite, I will not say impossible, but difficult to find skilled staff in an area around Stuttgart. It might be easy for Mercedes-Benz, Bosch, and Trumpf, and whatever it is, but for a small company, family-owned like we are, it is nearly impossible. So where we are located very close to Stuttgart, as I said already. So we are in the center of Mercedes production, Porsche development, Bosch, and all this German well-known companies. So yeah, you can say we are the center of all these. This is our production and administration building in Heimerdingen. Heimerdingen is a small village 20 kilometers out of Stuttgart. I would like to give some impressions about us. These are offices. You can see this is our machine production. This is an assembling facility. We do not produce any parts or things like this. We design them, we buy them, and we assemble them. This is a former production facility. So you see some parts over there, like this tub. It is not a bathtub, it's a tub to give birth in hospitals. We were producing these parts until 2016, and then stopped because it was at that time difficult for us to compete, and due to the crisis in 2009, 2010, all suppliers were happy about small part production, and that is the reason that we gave it up, and we are focused to machine production today. This is our museum, a nice place to show people what we were doing during all that years. Even on the left there is a machine with an orange frame, which is our first RTM machine produced end of the 70s. This is Rolf Wolfangel's first serious product in FRP production, and that was a slave for the Swiss mountain rescue. And he were already producing it in RTM. I mentioned already what we do, and we serve markets in more than 30 countries worldwide, but honestly to say, it is less and less, so we are more focused to Europe today and the countries around. Some countries are gone due to political reasons and things like this. You are aware about it. Produced with, now some examples showing the production of composite parts with our machines. This is an RTM part, produced sports equipment, hockey sticks. Another market for us is sanitary, where we serve gel coat equipment as well as the casting equipment. Swimming pools is one of our major markets. Yachts, we do have one major customer, which is a company Frauscher, producing exclusive motorboats, and they are the first who started a cooperation with Porsche, producing a yacht with a Porsche Macan engine and technology. And that means electric driven. This piston bully is produced with our machines, as well as major parts of this Porsche, which is the spoiler and side panels. Another big market for us, as well for automation, is this mobile home or caravan market, which is quite a big size in Germany or Europe. This is the same application. Camper van roofs produced in thousands in and around Europe, but still there is a big production in Germany as well. This slurry tank is one of the products which is produced with our equipment. And that gives you some kind of examples what our activities are. Now, this advantages of automation. Why do we discuss about automation? One major topic probably is that, especially in Germany and around, but I learned in many other countries as well today, you have a problem to find skilled staff, and especially gel coat spraying is a process where you need skilled, trained staff. And if your worker is sick, is not approaching work, you may have a serious problem because your production stacks. That is the reason that we today talk, especially now, as I said, in Europe, about automation. But you increase your productivity for sure. The products are uniform, so one part is like the other. It is a bit different when your worker comes to work on a Monday. It might be different, the result might be different than on a Friday or Saturday. You have a process reliability, you have, and that might not important actually, but for some reasons for customers it is, that is a solid process documentation. Your customer requires a documentation about what you were doing, and you can do it manually by hand and writing it to a paper, but there are other ways existing. Emission is one major topic, as well as this reduction of physically demanding activities. even in Turkey, I saw many examples that these workers are, or the work safety and the work itself has new regulations, law and things like this. So you cannot lift weights up more than 20 kilos for things like this. So there is a change in demands, a change in requirements, and that is a reason to start with automation. More work safety, I said already, and reduce personal costs. That is something we can discuss about, because you may need no spray or no worker spraying anymore, but what you for sure need is someone programming the robot. So it is more an engineering job than a working job. Now I would like to go over to our spray equipment, but just say, and that is a thing which in our experience is a clever solution, is a robot, because it makes things much, much easier. Now the spray equipment. This is a scheme of an installation, how it could look like. And I will show you some examples how these single devices look like. But at the end, you have a robot, and it doesn't matter which brand it is. It should be a paint robot due to explosion safety reasons. This paint robot has the advantage that they normally are according to ARTEX regulations. You can modify other robots as well, but yeah, it's highly recommended. We can we can work with several colors. So this machine shows a 2-color solution, but it might be up to 5 or 7 colors. So the biggest installation we did was 7 colors. So a 7-color machine with valve technology and other optional things. And that is shown, for example, the flow monitoring or catalyst control, things like this. This is an example of an installation for a 3-color gel coater. This is a bit like a standard machine. And the advantage is, if you, for example, work with valve angle equipment already, we can easily modify all this equipment for spray application. So it is not a major modification. It might be a small thing to do. What we do is we work with a special gun for this automation or this auto spray. We learned from this, I would say, modifying of standard spray guns that it is only a solution, but not a good solution. That is the reason that we today offer an automatic spray gun. You see it is driven by an air cylinder who opens and closes the valves, and we cover it to avoid any contamination of spray dust. So this is really a solution which allows you to spray automatic to spray reliable. The same gun here in a version which allows you to spray fibers. You could use, and we did it already, the same gun first to spray the gel coat and then spraying fibers. Later on I will show you a small video where you can see this example. We call it beam deflector. This was a requirement to modify our gun at the beginning to reach certain areas of the mold more easily. Especially, for example, if you spray hulls, for example, and decks where you have certain areas which might be a bit complicated to spray. Catalyst vessel, that means at the end we add this vessel which has to be refilled, could be done automatically. Here you have the manual version, which allows us to control the content level. Because if you start with automation, the question always is, why shall I control, for example, content level of hardener or acetone for flushing, things like this. So if you have an automatic process, you should consider about automation and not this half automation, and at the end the worker is missing to control a level, and then you spray and cannot, for example, flush your machine again. And depending to the installation, it might be much complicated because you have not hose lengths of 7 meters or 10 meters. It might be a hose length of 30 or 40 meters. I mentioned it already, flow meter technology. It is the same when you have an automatic process, how to observe, control the flow of material. When you spray manually, it happens that your worker sees gel coat is coming, maybe with external mix, catalyst is coming, but no one observes the spray gun. So when spraying with a robot, and that means you need to control your process. And that is a very good solution, this ultrasound flow meters, because you have no material contact. That means material flows through a stainless steel pipe, and if you have, for what reason or ever, a blockage or something like that, you only need to replace the stainless steel pipe and not the whole flow meter, which might be when you use gear flow meters, things like this. Another thing, you might be interested in spraying still manual. You can do so by having an additional machine, but you can do so with the machines you already have by switching from a manual spray to robot spray or the other direction. This looks a bit complicated, and it has to be, because it has to be ensured that when you switch from robot to manual, that the robot cannot move anymore due to working safety. Because if your worker is spraying gel coat in the spray chamber, due to this safety reasons, the robot is not allowed to move anymore, and therefore we need safety control and things like this. This shows a small, but I would say helpful device. We call it laser programming aid. This allows you to follow your spray pattern without any gel coat or resin. Just a dry movement to see if the programming you did is the correct way. And that makes it easier to follow, and then you can later on spray with gel coat. At the end, it saves lots of cost, because the one who spray with gel coat know that it is not a very cheap product. And if you spray by hand, this is our standard spray gun. We call it ergo gun due to ergonomic reasons. That is a kind of overview about what we're offering for automated solutions for gel coat and fiber spraying. On the other hand, this is only part of it, because all applications are customized. That means every single installation we did is different. There is no copy that is not one is like the other. It is always customer requirements. So what does it mean? I said already that was a 3-color machine. We did up to 5 colors. The design is modular, so that you can easily choose 1, 2, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 colors, whatever you do. It's only a question of costs at the end. But you can start with one color, for example, and expand your machine later on to more these colors than that one. I mentioned some smart tools, and all of them are part of these basic machines already. So it helps you already to spray by robot, and even with this basic system, you can adapt it to a robot, spray with it. You don't need flow meter technology. You don't need catalyst control. You don't need all these things around, but it, at the end, makes your process more reliable. The advantage is you can really monitor your processes. So at the end, you see what happens during the production of your part. And finally, it doesn't matter which robot you choose. If it is ABB, Yaskawa, CMA, Stäubli, you can adapt our machine, our gun to all robots. I don't know, last 2 months ago or 3 months ago, we made an installation in Turkey, for example, with an ABB robot. Now I would like to show some examples, and this is part of our history, and as I said, museum. This is honestly to say part of our museum, but this is really the first robot installation we had, beginning of the 90s. After the fall of the German Wall, a company in the eastern part of Germany started a production of oil tanks produced by robot. So already at that time, and they are doing the same today, but the robot seems a bit different. It is not the same anymore. This is an installation for sanitary products with a Motormann robot and turning table. This example is, for me, a very interesting product, because I didn't know that someone can produce so many flagpoles automatically. But in Denmark, nearly everyone has a flagpole in his garden. That is the reason that they produce huge numbers of flagpoles, and they automated their process as well. So gel coat is applied by a linear robot. This is a Sprinter van roof, which was sold as an extra extension and made of FRP. So that was added to the standard steel roof. I mentioned pool production already with the examples. This is pool production which is producing pools up to 12 meters and 450 widths, for example. And this is a yacht production, also spraying gel coat by robot. These installations were all done with a CMA robot. It's an Italian robot supplier of painting robots. You see the green robot as well. This is a tank production, producing tanks with a 3-color gel coater. And now I have a short video showing some examples of gel coat and fiber spraying. Starting with this wash basin sanitary product. This is our own mold, which we were using to show several processes: RTM, hand layup, light RTM, and this robot installation was in our factory. And if you have Gelcode application experience, please don't wonder, this application was not the best, but it was the first program we wrote ourselves. This is an industrial rooftop. This is a frame of it. And we have shown the customer that he can use the robot for Gelcode spraying as well as fiber spraying. So it is the same robot, it's the same gun. The only thing we did was a color change from white to resin. And here you can see this laser programming aid very well, which allows you to see the spray pattern here with fibers or before with Gelcode. The advantage is that the robot really repeats this several times without any changes. The disadvantage is that you still have to roll by hand. There is, as far as we know, no technology existing to help you with that. The next example shows an ABB robot spraying that was a chair for handicapped children. With ABB robot, and here you can see this is a fast and reliable process, especially when you have the same molds all the time. But as I already mentioned, later on you still need some people around to deaerate the fibers. This is a cover FRP product with a quite complex mold, and here you see the laser as well. This is our old gun, which was replaced later on by the new. Here you see the old gun as well. This was a quite interesting example. The one is spraying this pool. On the other hand, there are two guns mounted to that robot. The customers didn't believe that they can do a color change from light colors to dark colors or vice versa with the same gun. He learned that he can, and at the end today this robot is operated with one gun only because he can easily do this with one gun. This is a cleaning station provided from CMA, which allows you to clean the nozzle. You have to do it, especially when you have a color change, but it is recommended because you always have, even if the gun itself today is covered, the nozzle is not, so you have some contamination, spray contamination on the gun. This is a flagpole example I mentioned. This is a linear drive, and very easy thing just for this long directional flagpole. So, as I said, I just wanted to give you an idea what we are doing, and we today put a bit the focus to reliable processes, and reliable for us means that not your worker decides what to do, someone decides program the machine, and the machine is doing the job. You still can interrupt the process or influence it, but the idea is reliable, part for part. And this is a small machine you can see at the booth of Maskim, our partner here in Turkey, which we call iJack Mini. This is similar technology, but the control is totally different, so that we cannot put it into a small machine cover. That is the reason that we have it like this. This is for polyesters. You see this control panel, which allows you to control the machine by button or interface, graphical user interface. It is today like working with an iPad or smartphone. A small machine for epoxy resins, and this is a larger and more flexible one with quantities up to 8 kilos per minute for big infusion processes, for example. And when I talk about all these processes, process control, this is an example of a seed production for chairs in living rooms, and this is an FRP product produced in RTM as a full automated process. That means there is preform inserted to the mold closed, the button pressed, and 7 minutes later demolding of the part. Now, yeah, a bit more than half an hour. Why working with robots? Why working with automation? Today, these robots are reliable technology. We talk today about cobots and small robots, which allows us to make processes much easier and independent from the human work. These solutions are functional today. They are available at the market. It is nothing special anymore. And at the end, you can control this technology very easy today. I would say when Rolf Wolfangel started at that time, and before he left the company, I have to say before he died, that was not his world, because he couldn't even handle his telephone or his mobile phone. But you are all used with this, and your workers as well. So it is not a barrier anymore as it was 15 years ago. So everyone knows about technology, everyone knows about how to handle a screen, and even this small children today sitting in front of an aquarium and try to expand the fish. Programming is easy today. You have different technologies. You have self-teaching robots. You have this point-to-point programming, offline programming. Even today, they started with some intelligence technology by monitoring locations of the gun, so that it is more and more easy to program your robot. Monitoring was something I talked about already. Automation makes it very, very easy to document, to process, to monitor and document your processes recording. Processes can be easily controlled. Yes, that are the major things, I would say, which allows you to start with automation. And the barrier or the mindset today for this with all the workers, and that is what we learned during the last year, is less and less, because they know about all these technologies. And even if they are afraid about their job today, I think they don't have to, because you need them anyhow. If you don't need them for gel coat spraying or fiber spraying, you need them on a certain other place. So they will not lose their job because of a robot. I think that time is gone now. That is what I wanted to say for today. And my message is, as before, robots, a clever solution in composite production. If someone likes to discuss about it, he's welcome to do so. If someone has questions, please ask. And if not, Maskim is at booth B8. And I say thank you to all of you listening to me and my message. And yeah, I hope that one day we might bring this in reality with one of you. That's my message for today. And yeah, thank you to all. Thank you to Maskim that I had the chance to talk about it. And thank you to all for listening, and have a good day, have a good show, and see you hopefully soon again somewhere. And yeah, goodbye.